Hey, this is Amazon Jude coming to you from Casper, Wyoming. Today's date, 8/26/17, Saturday. I've been working on the trucking industry and the mandates that, my God, what a mess that is. Obama did some law that, I'll save that for another day. But anyway, let's get to the headlines today that have just absolutely gone crazy on Twitter, even though Twitter doesn't want to cover most of it. And I'll start with my pictures because that's where I save all this stuff. Okay, the president's doing his job. It's time for Congress to do theirs. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Kentucky, Senator John McCain, Arizona, Jeff Flake out of Arizona, and Bob Corker out of Tennessee. Those are your basic shit stains in the Republican Party. Sometimes I can't believe don't vote down ticket, people. There's enough information that if you just go to your local library anymore, if you don't have a computer at home, and quit paying attention to your local papers, media is dead. Real media is dead. Anyway, I think some of the problems from the Louisiana flood are being taken care of in Texas even better, and the reason why is because there's a better president in charge. He's not off at Martha's Vineyard with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton celebrating Billy Bob's birthday on the golf course. Do you know they only managed to Obama made a phone call to the governor down there that time, and Hillary sent an email, but they were busy partying with their donors, so not a lot of people remember that. Teachers probably won't be teaching that, but as long as stuff can remain on the internet, there's always a way to research this and find the truth out. Anyway, there's a fella down there I know, and you need to follow him on Facebook and on Twitter. Steve Lewis Spell. He's got a nice... He came out of the flood pretty good. He created his own business with like it's not an ice cream truck, but it's like snow cones, and then you get ice cream floats and stuff like that. So he is definitely a survivor, and I love the guy. I think he is just the epitome of what they went through down there. If you follow him, you'll find his videos of the day after the floods began down there, and that's when he began his protest and information overload of exactly what the government's been up to. Today was one of those days where the news media just they lost their shit. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they built up Hurricane Harvey yesterday, and it pretty much ran all over the internet, all over television. CNN didn't bother covering it. They were more worried about bashing Trump than anything. And today they're looking pretty stupid. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of the media is looking pretty stupid. They over dramatized it with the pretense that President Trump was just going to ignore it. And Twitter made a big deal about Senator Grassley sending a tweet over to Trump saying, don't let, what's happened in the past. And I think he was referring to Bush when Bush just flew over Katrina. He didn't even bother stopping. Of course, he didn't do much when it came to 9/11 either. We could go into that for a minute because Bob Mueller and James Comey was involved in the investigation of that. And we all know that's not quite how it really happened, and it's not quite who really did it, and a lot of people died because they fucked up. Looks like old Keith Olbermann's lost his butt plug for the day. He gets on Twitter, "You and POTUS can go fuck yourselves, you racist Nazi fucks." Boy, he's an intelligent one. He wrote a book, be sure to buy that son of a bitch and then put it in your barbecuer and throw a little charcoal starter on it and burn the son of a bitch. No, actually don't buy it. Let's let it end up in the 99-cent pile, because that's exactly what he is. He's a pile of shit. I was really proud of Rex Tillerson this morning. He's up and running on Twitter. Good man. That's how you fight these guys, because media is never going to play what you need to have out there. They don't care. Gorka's kind of throwing a little bit of a fit. He'll have to get over it. I heard through the grapevine that basically he couldn't pass the security clearance over some gun charge from eons ago, but it was enough to create controversy, and he should step down like a man. I actually really never cared for him too much. I always thought that he used his accent to act like he was more intelligent than the average human being, and I don't like that. You know, you are who you are, and act like you are, and don't try to pretend you're something you're not. So anyway, sorry to see you go, Gorka. Work on the outside. Everybody's got a purpose in life, and yours was not security advisor to the President of the United States, so don't take it too hard. You know who I do really get off on? There's two on Twitter right now that I just absolutely have to see what they have to say every day, because they're just good. They're good people, and they're on the same page as I am. And one goes by Representative Stephen Smith, and the other one is Larry Elder. I absolutely love these guys, because they're like I am. They're really into the meme thing, and what you can't write in 140 characters, you can sure put on a picture, and double that in wording. And that's probably why I use them as much as I do. Some people probably criticize me for it, but you know, you can't say everything in 140 characters on Twitter. Anyway, shout out to Larry Elder and Representative Stephen Smith. You guys are the cream of the crop for me, and I especially loved Larry Elder's today, about 14 hours ago. He has a picture of Al Sharpton, and it says, "There's cotton in my aspirin. This is racist." And it's fucking funny. There's no doubt about it. Oh, and here's another one today that I thought, another meme today that I thought was absolutely funny. And it's got a picture of Hillary Clinton, and it's signed by her, and shows her in a straight jacket in the corner, and it says, "It was my turn." And of course the Democrats know that since Donald Trump, now think about this, this is kind of an odd thing, and I thought it was really funny. Now that, you know, time has gone by, and here it is, you know, 7 months after the election, but I can remember seeing a photograph of Hillary standing next to Obama, and they were coming out to the Rose Garden to make some announcement, and the look on her face, I think it was right after Obama had won his second term. In fact, in fact it was. And you could look at her face and see that she was going, "It was my turn." And so she's had this big old heart on for the president. See, that was the crown jewel in her hat. That was going to be her crown jewel, that she was going to be the president of the United States. And I am so glad that so many of you guys, you know, got up out of your chairs and got off work early and went and voted. To think we would have had that thing in office, and we would have never known of all the corruption that's being exposed day by day, you know, by Democrats being busted all over the United States, from mayors to senators, on corruption and fraud charges. I think my last count was yesterday, and I'm up to 12. That's 12 in 7 months. And that, you know, the investigations had to be going on for some time, because they don't just, you know, pop up out of the closet. These are things that have been going on for some time. And Comey got fired in May. So I'm thinking You know, when they kept saying that, oh no, they miss Comey and they don't agree with him being fired. Well, there was some CIA and FBI guys doing their jobs. And Comey wasn't even aware of it. Or maybe he was. Maybe that's why he pitched a fit and ratted to the New York Times about shit that he probably should have kept his mouth shut. And, you know, there's no pardon for you, Comey. If you get down and you get convicted, you're doing the jail time, dude. And I love it. You needed to go. You fucked up on Hillary's. You fucked up on 9/11 with Mueller. You've been fucking up a long time, and it was time for your ass to go. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Podesta. Mueller has pretty much run out of places to look other than on the Democrat side. All of his investigations into the Trump side isn't panning out like they quite thought. He seems to think he has Paul Manafort on the hook, but that's like from 2012 to 2014, and it still has nothing to do with the Trump campaign. It's all running back, right back to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the Bushes. You knew Bush and Clintons were cousins, right? And you knew that they were Masons. And I'm sure you also know that they're basically a cartel. It's like a mafia family that's had control of our government for some 20 years. No wonder we're in fucking debt up to our assholes.